Hello everyone, welcome back. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Everything looks like it's working. We are back for another episode of Golf Cart Garage. This is Tuesday, July the 15th, the middle of July. We're back once again to talk about some golf cart stuff like we always do on Tuesdays, or Taco Tuesdays if you need something to remember it by. So let me check Facebook, make sure we're rolling. Yep, we are. Everything is good. It looks like everything is good. I'm giving my regular internet another shot, by the way. So I'm on my normal internet, the one that gives me trouble on a windy day that I've talked about. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Galactic Technologies, what's up, man? What's going on, Daniel? Gene Hansen, what's going on? Hey, Aaron, time for tacos. That is true. That is true. For sure. I've been emailing with Aaron about his golf cart issues that he's been having. He finally made a major breakthrough in some Navitas conversion stuff that he was doing. I've got some, I got your pictures too. I don't have them queued up for today, but I have them, and I'll might share those next time. I've got some pictures that Big Mike sent me queued up for today, but thank you for sending me those though. David Irwin, good afternoon. It's a nice day in Florida, 90 and sunny. Hope you're all doing well. Don't forget to give Tim a like. Thank you, David. Ricky Smith, hey Tim, what's going on, Ricky? I don't know if you responded to I haven't checked my email today, Ricky, but I did get your email, and I did respond to what you had said. But if you sent me anything after I responded with the guy's name and everything, then I haven't seen that yet. But I'll check it after I get off the live today, because I have not looked at my email today. Bob Lewis, greetings from Alabama. Another hot one. Yep, it is. We've been according to the weatherman, we're actually been a little bit on the cooler side for mid-July here in August, but that's about to change. I've looked at the extended forecast. We are about to get hot. I got a mow today. It's going to be a hot one, but I think after tomorrow we really start getting hot. Kurt in Florida, question from waterlogged Florida. Yep. That's what I've been hearing. I've been looking at the weather. Y'all did get some rain. John Shear, hey Tim, made it for the show. What's going on, John? Helpless Garage, warm 90 in Cabot. Got real warm tomorrow. Yeah, yep. That's why I'm going to mow today. I'm trying to beat that heat coming in tomorrow. So might try to get it done today. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. 84 and sunny in central Indiana. Aaron said that. Oh, that's right. It wasn't Navitas. It was Silverwolf. I'm sorry. He's been doing a Silverwolf conversion, that T-Con Silverwolf thing that not too many people talk about. So it's going to be interesting to see. You know, he's already done some testing, and the numbers that he's talking about are pretty severe numbers. So it's going to be a good thing to keep an eye on there. I'm anxious to hear about it. I'm anxious to hear more about it. Rob Sider, hey Tim, I'm changing jobs. Maybe my last GCG till I figure out what my schedule is. All right, Rob, that's cool. Congratulations on the new job, by the way. William Flowers, hot in South Alabama. Yep, it is getting hot. Mike, hey y'all, 82 and overcast in southwestern Indiana. Mike Irvin. Things are going best possible in this heat, and the wildfire smoke is making the air heavy today again. Trying to stay in the AC. Oh, okay. I got you. Oh, is it another Ricky? Maybe it is. I'm sorry. I got several Rickies. I got several Daniels. So I could be getting some people mixed up. So. Galactic Daniel says, how you doing, Tim? I'm doing good, man. Doing real good. I shared your picture not only with, when I shared your picture when you're vacation from the Philippines, I shared it with everybody at Golf Cart Garage, because that's where I have some people in the Philippines actually work for Golf Cart Garage also. So I shared your picture with the boodle fight and everything, and they thought that was really cool. So everybody here at Golf Cart Garage actually saw your picture of your boodle fight. That was pretty interesting. Helpless Garage says he's mowing right after the show. Yep. Larry England, what's going on, Larry? Bart Gilman, hey Tim, cooler in Northern California. What's up, Bart? Bart is on YouTube today. You're usually over on Facebook. Gary England, what's going on, Gary? Rainy Indianapolis. Ricky Smith says it's all good. I'm trying to think of the other Ricky that I'm getting you mixed up with now, and I can't think of it. Galactic Technologies. I have lots more pics I can send of that too. Big Mike, what's going on, Big Mike? Yeah, I actually have your pictures. I've received a lot of pictures, but I've got your pictures queued up today for the Let's See segment, Mike. I'm going to show everybody how Big Mike rolls. How you and your crew roll. But they're cool pictures. Thank you, man. I've got yours queued up for today. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I said this already or not, but today is Hat Day. Did everybody know that? We're giving away a hat today. We're giving away some swag. So if you're here and just listening, you might ought to comment in one of the chat rooms, either Facebook or the live stream on YouTube, and that will get you entered into the hat giveaway. What we will give away toward the end of this broadcast. Oh, Ricky Hall, that's it. Okay. I'm on Facebook, and that's the other Ricky. Sorry, man. I get them mixed up. Yeah. But yeah, it's you that are checking on that for me. All right, cool. Now I got it. Bart Gilman, good morning, Tim. Cooler in Northern California. Would go over and hang with the big dogs on YouTube. Oh, okay. Bart, you're definitely entered, and you're trying to double dip and get your name in the mix twice, huh? Well, all right, let's see. More pics I can send. Oh, sweet. That's Kevin and mine. Well, I got several. You can fool me, when I got 2 or 3 Rickies and 2 or 3 Daniels and 2 or 3 Mikes, that I think about. And when I get emails and they're just signed like Ricky, I don't actually pay attention to the email, but it might just be signed Ricky. So yeah, you can fool me like that. Haven Speckman, what's going on? Haven Speckman, hello all, 90 and Muggy in Minnesota. All right, well, let's get started with the regular questions. And like I said, we will be giving away a hat on this episode to some lucky winner. I'll show the hat graphic. Now here's the hats. You can buy one at Golf Cart Garage too. There's links in the description that'll take you to them. But we are out of certain colors, so today's winner, you're going to have to give me your first choice and then a backup plan. Because we're out of some color. I don't know exactly which ones they are because it's changing every day. But we'll get that straight. All right, first question. This is from Mark. I have a fairly recent model club car utility truck. Columbia utility truck, not club car, with a Vanguard 14 horsepower, single cylinder engine. It makes a lot of noise running, and it would almost seem like a rod is knocking from the sound. Is this a lifter issue? New to the Vanguard engine scene. Any help would be appreciated. This is from Mark. All right, Mark, this is what I would do if I was you. You need to isolate where this is coming from, because I can tell you this, a driven clutch can make a lot of noise. A driven clutch, not the one on it's not as common for the drive clutch, the one that's on the side of the engine, but the one that it's rotating in the rear, those can make a lot of noise when something goes wrong with them. So what I would do to eliminate that as being a problem, take the belt off. Take the belt off and crank the car up and see if you still hear that noise. If you don't, then you know it's coming from the rear and not the engine, because I have heard the driven clutch sound like a rod knocking before. And you take the belt off and it doesn't spin, that driven clutch, and then noise goes away. So let's eliminate that first, that it's not the rear end, that it is the engine. And then at that point, we'll think about maybe the drive clutch or a rod knocking. But I wouldn't jump on a rod knocking right away. Number 2. Kevin Rabbit, Hat Day, cool. Yep, that's on Facebook. Where am I at? Number 2, all right. This is from Chris. I have a clicking noise in the rear of my 99 club car when I let off the accelerator pedal. This is the only time it makes a noise. Do you have any suggestions on what it might be? 99 club car. All right, that's a 26-year-old car. All right, and you got some kind of weird noise. Not unusual at all for a 26-year-old golf cart. So let's think about what happens when you let off the accelerator pedal. You can't really see this going on, but what happens is that when you let off the accelerator pedal, when you have the accelerator pedal on, that axle, your axle, is going to put pressure in one direction. And then when you let off the accelerator pedal, it relaxes and goes the other direction. 99 could be a region car, so not only would it relax and go the other direction, it may go real far because you may have some regenerative braking going on in a 99. So the first thing that I would check would be your rear leaf spring bushings, because your symptom could be all it is. Because in a 99, it wouldn't be unusual at all if your rear leaf spring bushings were completely gone and you're metal to metal on your leaf springs. And then therefore when you let off, you got axle wrap, your axle twist and goes metal to metal. Might make a clicking noise, might make just a metal to metal contact noise. That could be it. That would be the first thing that I would eliminate. Keith from Nashville, hot, humid, and 90. Yep, we're getting hot here too, Keith. Central Arkansas is about to get warm. Where am I at there? Okay. Okay, Big Mike says it could be an axle bearing that would make the clicking sound too. So if it's not leaf spring bushings, it could be an axle bearing when he would let off the gas. So that's another good suggestion there. Harry Fike, Zolfro Springs, Florida. What's going on, Harry Fike? George Brimmer, little late, just got off the mower. Yeah, everybody's talking about mowing today, including myself. And Helpless Garage, yeah, it is definitely going to be mowing time for sure. All right. Number 3. From Roland. I'm enjoying my recent purchase of a Milex 212 golf cart. I've been considering upgrading to lithium batteries, but I know very little about it. Well, I don't think there's anybody in here that would say going to lithium batteries is a bad idea. I don't think there's anybody that would say that at this point. Lots of people have done it here in the room. We're getting feedback every day on lithium conversion, lithium swaps. We're getting some longer term data every day, every month that goes by. We're getting longer term data. I have a lithium in my golf cart myself now that I'm testing. I'm doing some testing on. We sell eco batteries. We sell eco lithium at Golf Cart Garage. So my advice would be just to do it. You can't go wrong. Do the lithium swap. If you're a little apprehensive about it, maybe go with one of the lesser expensive lithium swaps. But if you know about it, if you've ridden in one that has a lithium conversion and you know everything you need to know, then you will not regret it. Let's just put it that way. Kevin Salyer, late lunch break today, 86 and sunny in Indiana. What's going on, Kevin? I got apparently it's yours and Big Mike's pictures I got queued up for today, Kevin, that I'll be showing after a while. Hope you can stick around to see them. Larry Consley, hello from Southern Indiana. Frank Hoffman, what's going on, Frank? Made it a little late, but I'm here. Good. It's actually hat day today, Frank. If you actually just now joined, you might not realize that. We're going to give away a hat today. Bag of swag. Dave at the warehouse, he usually puts in a little extra stuff, not just hat and a t-shirt, you know, with maybe some little keychains and some stickers. We got all kinds of cool little stickers like this right here. Some of the people that have won a hat may have received a little GCG crew sticker like that with the gear on it. That's a pretty cool little sticker. Bruce, hello from Westfield, Wisconsin. What's going on, Bruce? Bruce is a past winner of the bag of swag. Frank says it's 90 and hot in South Carolina. Yep, hot everywhere. We had good rain though. It's very, very green. Very, very green here. It looks really beautiful here in Arkansas, but especially when, I mean, I live in in the middle of a national forest, so it's like a jungle. It's a green jungle everywhere out here. It's very beautiful because we've had a lot of rain. Now we got a lot of sunshine, so it is really beautiful place. Hey, Aaron, lithium swap is a horrible idea. I won't buy a cart without knowing what voltage battery I need to order. Okay, bam. I'm just hope I don't accidentally click on the wrong button here. Joe Foster says he hadn't mowed in 3 weeks. He needs the rain. Well, you must have lost the rain, and we found it because we've had some good rain. My yard is looking really good, and I got to go mow at the ranch. I think I told you I actually mow at a big ranch every year, and that's where I'm going today. I don't know what I'm getting myself into today. I hadn't been there in a while, so it might be real bad. Number 4. Did I finish number 3? What was it? Joe Foster says North Carolina. Mine was looking good. Yeah, mine looks good right now. I even had mine leveled. You know how you can go in and just put sand out and then get a yard like a rake and level any dips and stuff out. I even had that done, so I'm looking forward to mowing this time. This will be the first mow since I've had that done. It looks good though. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to add a second battery in parallel and still have space for everything. Yeah, that's going to be a trick. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that too if you get that figured out. Six 160 amp hour. They had it loaded down, 6 full-size adults, and put about 35 miles on it, and his was reading 55% left. Flat paved roads, very impressive. 160 amp hours is a good, I mean, that's a big one. You know, the normal is about 100 or 105, somewhere like that. That seems to be the most common one. But so 160, that would be good. That's a big one there. So 6 full-size adults and 35 miles, and was reading 55% left. No, that ain't bad at all. That's good. Rich Eastmain, I'm late, but I'm here. What's going on, Rich? Glad you could join us. Just checking on Facebook there. Yeah, I have not tested mine to that extreme yet. I'm only up to about 10 or 15 miles at this point, and with no problems. I mean, I got no issues so far, but I'm going to continue to extend that. Tommy Bedford, good morning, Tim. Happy Bag of Swag Day. That is correct, Tommy. It is Bag of Swag Day. With 6 people. Mine is 105, pulling a trailer with 6 people. I got about 30 miles with 45% left. Now see, that is impressive. I mean, this has really changed up the golf cart world for sure, this lithium stuff. And the prices are just so much better. You know, 10 years ago, you could actually get lithium for your golf cart, but man, you'd had to pay for it. I mean, it was way more expensive than it is now 10 years ago. But you could get it if you wanted to do it. You're talking about 10 years ago, it would have cost you around $5,000 for a good lithium pack in your golf cart. But you could get it. And some people did. I mean, I know, because that's when we were still doing racing and stuff, and some of the guys that had deep pockets would end up, you know, going lithium. Nobody else could really afford to do that, but that's changing. Anyone else hear an airplane or something? I think I just had a truck go by. I want to send a full setup picture, but the trailer doesn't match. Well, whenever you get it cool, man, send it on. I live on top of a mountain, sort of. Well, I do. I live on top of a small mountain, and so there's a huge hill that everything that comes into this area has to climb to go right past my house. And if there's any construction going on, we got a lot of construction cars, trucks and stuff that come by here. That sounded like a big construction car or truck. What's the availability of those Trojan lithiums? Did we find that out? I don't know. We called, if you really are interested in, well, if anybody with Golf Cart Garage is listening, let me know in the chat if we have availability on Trojan lithiums from Golf Cart Garage. Big Mike, how's your lithium performing on the hills? It's working really good, man. It's working really good. See, this is what a lot of people don't really seem to understand, that not only is it, you got 2 things going for you when you do the lithium swap. You might not even have to do any performance upgrades, because your car is going to lose so much weight. See, people always talk about, you know, the old school way of me talking to a customer when they wanted to upgrade their cart is I would say, oh yeah, you need to change your controller first. Your controller is the foundation. Change that, and then if you can't do the controller and the motor at the same time, do your controller first. You know, that's what I would always say. Change your controller first. It's not going to hurt a thing. Later on, come back in with a new motor. Then you'll get the full benefit. If you can afford the whole swap, then get the motor and controller together with the solenoid. Motor, controller, solenoid. That would be the foundation of your upgrade. That's what I used to say. Now, that was lead acid talk, though. I actually, nowadays, I may say, well, that's still good advice, but why not just change your battery pack the next time you need to change your batteries, you know, because eventually you're going to have to change batteries anyway. Go with a lithium. Go with a brand new lithium. Your car's going to lose 300 pounds. Your existing stuff is going to work better. It's going to be stronger. It's going to feel stronger. It is going to be stronger because it weighs so much less. Try that first as your foundation, and don't change anything else with your car. Then motor controller upgrade after that. Now that's the lithium way of talking. That's how much things have changed because of lithium. David Irwin, yes, I have. I've done some more testing, but I'm still haven't gotten, as far as range testing goes, I haven't done any more range testing, but I have been checking it out and starting to get heavier and heavier into it. I'm treating it, I started off treating it real easy, not really running it real hard, not really, getting into it because I didn't want to break anything. I didn't want anything to go wrong. And now I'm getting harder and harder with the gas pedal and doing a little bit more range. I'm up to like 10 or 15 miles as far as range goes with not any issues at all. But everything else seems to be fine. I think sure does charge easy with the little charger that I got with it. It works good. Okay, I'm just checking on Facebook. Number 4 is where we were on the regular questions. This is from Corey. I have a total charge charger that works fine and charges like it should, but it gets hot. I tried another charger on the cart and it did not get hot. What should I look at first? It turns on and off like it should, just the cord gets hot and eventually will blow the fuse. Well, a total charge charger, first of all, that's a very old transformer charger. Wouldn't be unusual at all for that to not be acting as good as it used to when it was brand new. That's a very old charger. That's before E-Z-GO PowerWise. So the first thing I would do is just put a fan on it. I mean, if it's still working and you want to continue to use it, just put a fan on it. I always talk about, sometimes I say squirrel cage fan and just assuming everybody knows what I'm talking about. Well, if you don't know what a squirrel cage fan is, they move a lot of air. And anytime I had a dead golf cart or I had a charger that would get hot, I would put a squirrel cage fan right on the side of it with the air just blowing right in the fence. You'll be amazed at how much better a charger that does get hot will operate. Because the cooler they operate, the more efficient they're going to be. So try that and just see if you have any issues. But if it's still working like it's supposed to, coming on and stopping when it's supposed to, it's still a good charger. Tommy Bedford, what's the bike in the background? That's my TW. I got a little TW 200 Yamaha, my little trail bike. There's gravel roads all over Arkansas, and that's my gravel road exploration machine. Sir Walter, would you recommend to Joe to go with LiPo 4 lithium iron phosphate over LiPo with other cathode material? At this point, I don't know that I would recommend one of those over the other. If you wanted to get into lithium, I would get into lithium in any price range that you feel comfortable with, because they have gotten to the point where, because of all the real inexpensive ones that are on Amazon, there's a wide range of prices now. So whatever you feel comfortable with, you can get into it. But I'm not sure that I would recommend one of the chemistries over the other at this point. I am not seeing, or I'm not getting feedback on more failures in one of those chemistries than the other. So I'm not seeing that one of them is worse than the other as far as failures go. Rich Eastman, I'm going to go up here on your other one that I didn't get to. Not long ago, 100 amp hour 12 volt battery was $1,000. Now as low as $129. That's what I was talking about earlier. That is correct. Yeah, we're getting better and better in the prices, so it doesn't make sense anymore to not go lithium. Rich Eastman, I've had 4 inexpensive 12 volt lithium batteries in my 06 Precedent for 1.5 years now, and it still runs great. All stock except for a speed magnet, and the batteries it'll do 20 miles an hour. Yep, see, that's cool. That's a year and a half. Now, I want to hear somebody come back with 3.5 years. That's what I want. Because, 3.5 years would not be unusual at all for someone to run into a problem with lead acid pack. I would tell people with Trojan lead acid packs, I would tell them anywhere between 4 and 5 years. That's what my customers that would buy a new set of Trojans, that's what I would tell them. But I have seen many brands of lead acid battery come into my shop at 3.5 years that they were just cheap crap. They were just toast. Back to number 4 for a second. I'm looking at my notes here. Did not get hot. What should I look at first? It turns on and off like it should. Okay, well, since that's a smart charger, this is what I wanted to say. Since that's a smart charger, charge your cart more often because the charger gets hot because it's having to work harder. The more dead your battery pack is, the hotter that charger is going to get, trying to bring it back up. So charge more often and see if see if that helps cool it down. And you use the fan. The fan's the most important thing, though. Put a fan on it. Those old chargers, those old transformer chargers, they should come with a fan. I mean, we've had computer fans we had computer fans back then. Those little computer fans, I think those are even 12 volt. But they could have easily mounted those in all those transformer chargers. Number 5 is where I'm at. From William B. I have a G16. I just put a new starter generator on it, but the battery is still dying. What could be causing this? I would think that the starter generator would fix this problem. G16 gas. Well, see, I have seen more voltage regulator failures than I have starter generator failures. So I would have been looking into a voltage, and that's cheaper. Voltage regulator is cheaper. The reason they do it separate is because of that. It's a separate, electrical device on that car that regulates the voltage to the battery that charges the battery. Number 6. Galactic Technologies. I just did a battery swap in an old E-Z-Go. The guy had off-brand lead acid that went bad in less than 2 years, and I said, I'm only recommending Trojan after I put in that old cart. It came back to life. Yeah, Trojan lead acid is, to me, hands down the best lead acid battery that you can put in your golf cart. To me, I've tried them all. I've had them all. But I was a Trojan battery dealer before I went to work for Golf Cart Garage. I was a Trojan battery dealer. Where's that? How do I point to that sign? That sign there. Authorized Trojan. I was a Trojan battery dealer way before I went to work for Golf Cart Garage. And that's the ones that I've had the least amount of trouble with. Oh, and by the way, just in case anybody's about to get swayed by the prices of those batteries at Sam's, that have the Duracell sticker on them for golf carts, I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend it. I have heard lots of people with the stories like what Daniel just posted there about less than 2 years and in a golf cart. On those Duracells from Sam's. I'm going to get a call from Sam's now or Duracell. I don't like to talk bad about anybody's product, but I do talk to a lot of people that have problems with those Duracells. Number 6, this is an interesting question if I remember right. This is from Herb. This is about disc brakes. Mechanical rear versus hydraulic front. They cost about the same, and the installation seems to require about the same amount of work. I would drive on paved streets only in a very hilly neighborhood. What should I get? Okay, mechanical rear versus hydraulic front. Okay, I can tell you this. I have 2 carts. My race car, that it goes insanely fast, the golf cart, and then I have my lifted car for work. They both have the mechanical rear disc brakes on. So start out with that first. And if you don't like that, that's gonna be a tremendous improvement over the stock brake drum and brake shoe braking system. And you literally remove the whole thing, and you put your new mechanical rear assembly on there with the disc, and you use your brake cable. You use your existing brake cable. It's very easy because you remove the whole system. You remove the old system completely, and you install the new system. It comes with its own hub that goes onto the splined axle for if your car has a splined axle. I mean, they're cart specific, but they're very, very good upgrade over the stock hub and drum brake shoe setup. So try that first, because the reason I say that is because the hydraulic front, it's a completely separate system than your rear. When you get the hydraulic front, I'm talking about Jake's hydraulic front. I don't know if anybody else sells a hydraulic front disc setup or not for golf cars, but the Jake's hydraulic front is completely separate from the rear. So in other words, you might not even need that at all, and it's not going to be affected by your rear. So just improve the rear first would be my advice, because you don't want a whole lot of brakes in the front, because if you're locking up your tires in the front, then you're not going to have any steering. I'd rather lock my rears up first. But anyway, that's the way that I look at it. Replace your rears first. Upgrade your rear to mechanical disc. Yeah. We sell them at Golf Cart Garage too, a Meritorque mechanical disc brakes. Very good upgrade in my opinion, especially if your car is unusually fast or unusually powerful, or it has larger tires. Let's see, Frank Hoffman, did you advise me that lithium upgrade with heavy duty springs can affect the ride due to the weight loss? Yes, that is true, Frank. If you do a lithium upgrade and you have heavy duty leaf springs on your car, you may be in for a very stiff car, a very stiff ride. So you might have to switch back to stock leaf springs, or remove, if you have multiple leaves, maybe your leaf spring setup, maybe you can remove some of the leaves, because you're definitely not going to need them because your car weighs so much less. Galactic says, I've swapped out those Duracells before. They're junk. Yes, they are. Yeah. Hate to say it, but don't try to save money by getting those. Don't be swayed by the price when you walk into Sam's and you say, oh, they got golf cart batteries. Don't even go over there. Replaced batteries in my 95 Easy Go lithium was cheaper than lead acid. Well, that's what I'm saying. The lithium is, the price range now is way greater than it used to be. I mean, you can go from $800 for a lithium off of Amazon. If I understand that we're talking about some really, really inexpensive Chinese lithiums off of Amazon, but so far I really haven't heard a lot of bad stuff about them, that people that have gotten them, and I have one myself, and I'm not saying anything bad about it yet either. Helpless, I won't even use the Duracell leakers in a flashlight anymore. The brand is really low end nowadays. Okay. I have heavy duty springs, Rich Eastmain. I have heavy duty rear springs and didn't notice any degradation in the ride when I put in lithium. Well, I mean, obviously your car is stiffer now because you took 300 pounds off, so it may not be considered a degradation. in the ride, but it's going to be stiffer. Thought the front brakes would be good for smoky burnouts. Yes, that is true, David. They would be good for that. You can lock the front and do some cool burnouts. That's a whole nother subject, though. Tony Monroe. I have a 13 Club Car 48. It only goes 8 to 10 miles an hour on wide open throttle. How do I make it faster or turn up the speed controller? Well, if that's a 13, so that's going to be that's still going to be an onboard computer car. You still have an onboard computer on there. That car in stock form does have a programmable controller. It's just that you have to find a shop that has the ability to program that controller, because it takes a special Curtis instrument programmer, and they're going to charge you, for doing it, because it involves getting a code, getting a license, especially if you turn it up all the way. So you're going to have to call either a club car dealer or a golf cart shop and tell them exactly what you told me. I have a 2013 club car 48 volt car, and I'm interested in having my controller unlocked. Just tell them that. They'll know what you mean. Or tell them you'd like to get speed code 4 put in your controller. That would be the first thing. That'd be the easiest way to get your car to be faster if you're only doing 8 to 10. And while they're in there, they can check your MCore to make sure that it's sending the full wide open signal to your controller. All that would take them about 5 minutes to do. But yeah, like I said, they're going to charge you for that, though. But you might have to go to a club car dealer. You can buy Tony, he says, can I buy a programmer? You can, but first of all, they're really expensive, and I don't even know if you can buy one that will allow you to unlock speed code 4. You can buy one where you can read your MCore. This is the way that it used to be. The one that was for programming wasn't really available near as much as the one that was just for looking at your MCore and checking things out and looking at your batteries. There's a lot of things that you can read, a lot of diagnostics that you can run. But the one that was actually program things and change the speed of your car, those were a little bit more strict on who could get a hold to one. So I'm not sure if you can get one of those or not, but I'm not sure. It would definitely be cheaper to have them just unlock your car than for you to go buy one. Big Mike, what years used those Freedom chip wire things? That's PDS cars from 2001 to right before they went to 48 volt PDS. It's all 36 volt easy-go PDS cars use that Freedom chip wire thing. And there's 4 different ones available. That's going to be, when did they stop making 36 volt PDS cars? Somewhere around 2011, 2010, something like that, is when they went to 48. But so 2001 to 2000, like a 10-year span in there. There's a bunch of those cars out there, that have that stock PDS controller that use that Freedom plug thing. I don't even know why it's called a chip, because it's not a chip. It's just a plug. Stephen Kuhn, 3 times the distance, 1/3 the weight, more power and more speed with the lithium. Yep. Rich Eastman, helpless. The scale says I'm 220, but it lies. David Irwin, what does just be cheaper to buy a new MCore instead of the programmer? What does just be cheaper to buy a new MCore instead of the program? No, not buy a new MCore. Have the shop read your MCore with their programmer, because they can look at your MCore and see if it's throwing the wide open throttle signal or not. Okay? Because if it's not, no matter what you do, you're not going to get the full performance out of your car. Your MCore needs to be throwing wide open throttle. In other words, it needs to be going from 0 to 100%. Over time, they will go from 0 to 80%, 0 to 79%. because parts wear out in the accelerator linkage and it doesn't twist that MCore as far as it's supposed to twist it. And that's what I meant by that. But with their programmer, they can look and see if it's going to 100% right off the bat. Big Mike, okay, they're under the toe cover. Yeah, they're in the controller themselves. They're in the top left-hand corner of the controller itself. Boom, there's a little plug. It's a place to plug those in. It doesn't change a lot. It changes a little bit of your flat ground speed. Like there's 4 of them, and there's 4 different settings, and they're generally from about 12 miles an hour to about 19.6 on the other end of the spectrum. Okay, that's your flat ground speed difference that you can get with those chips or plugs or whatever you want to call them. But one of the main things that they do is that they change the amount of regenerative braking. This is the old school way of changing your regenerative braking. Like there's one of them that has a whole lot of regenerative braking, and then as you get up to the Freedom one that they call the Freedom one, that has the least amount of regenerative braking and the highest ground speed of all of them, which is only about 19.6 on a stock 36 volt PDS. Let me see here. All right. I'm checking something here. Thanks, Tim. It's for a family friend. They're only getting 11, and 19 would be more than enough for them. Yeah, so those are real cheap, Mike. Those little plugs for the Freedom one. It's the one with the red wires. Because the different ones have different color wires. With the red double wire, it's a double red wire. That's the fastest one. Tommy Bedford, I was told the mechanic had to get a code from the company in order to change the speed magnet. Did they lie to me? Yeah, they're getting something confused there, Tommy. They have to get a code in order to program the car to speed code 4. This has nothing to do with the magnet. That's a completely different thing. They do have to get a code in order to program the car to speed code 4. It's a little sticker that they get, and it has the code number on it, and they put that sticker in the glove box. It has to do with the fact that your car is actually a little faster now, and it turns it into an LSV, or it helps. It's one of the things that an LSV can do. They can go a little faster than regular golf cars. My parents have an Easy Go with my old 25s on it with the Freedom plug. They get about 25 on flat ground. Well, that sounds right if they got 25s on it. But I tell you what, that controller is not going to last very long. That stock controller that takes that Freedom plug, that ain't going to last very long with 25s. The jumper plugs are used on Curtis controllers. Yes, Curtis PDS controllers. Joe. Number 7. And not DCS, by the way. Don't forget that. Those jumper plugs we're talking about, these are only for Easy-Go PDS. In fact, they're only for Easy-Go 36 volt PDS cars, not DCS and not TXT48 PDS. They put a Navita system in their car. My parents have it with 25s. Oh, I see. You're hoping that it burns out. Well, that's a good way to do it on that stock PDS controller, is put 25s on it. That's a good way to burn out a stock PDS controller, especially with the Freedom plug in there. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. So Don't be surprised if that happens sooner than you might think. And, you know, if you're doing good on asphalt with 25s with that setup, that's fine. Run it, but don't be surprised if one day it just gives up. Joe Foster, I hate to say it, but Amazon has the plugs. They're pretty cheap. Yeah, they're cheap. Yeah, they're not very expensive at all. It's just a plug with a wire. It's just different jumper wires. But like I said, the difference, don't be expecting, you know, a big difference. I mean, from the slowest one is about 12 and the fastest one is about 19. They also don't ride like me though. They chicken foot everywhere. Did y'all hear that? My wife just texted me the winner of the hat and bag of swag stuff. So we're going to announce that here in just a minute. Ricky Smith, Tim, 05 36 volt TXT PDS. If I went to 36 volt lithium, stock controller, stock motor, what would the advantage to go to 48 volt new controller and stock motor? Well, don't think of, this is the way I can help you answer that question. Don't think of going to lithium that it's going to make your car any faster. Because if it does, it's only going to be a little bit. It's only going to be a little bit faster. That's going to be the least amount of improvement that you see in your car, unless you've got a problem with your existing battery pack to begin with. If you got a problem with your existing battery pack that's causing your car to be slow, then changing the lithium, you may think, oh yeah, lithium's the bomb, you know, but it's not really if you had a brand new lead acid pack in your 36 volt car and you measured it top speed, and then you switch that out to a brand new lithium, 36 volt lithium, and you measured top speed. The lithium may be just a little bit faster, but not very much. Now your car is going to feel totally different though, because you lost so much weight. It's going to feel more powerful. It's going to feel stronger. You're going to think it's like a race car or something. So if you don't need to go any faster, then don't worry about going to, you know, doing the 48 volt conversion. That's where you get your speed from, is higher voltage. You're going to get a speed advantage, you know, because of that. So it's up to you if you need higher voltage, if you need more speed, or you just want an improvement in your overall performance and power of your car. Because on my lifted PDS I have, mine's an 05, I believe. Yeah, mine is an 05. I'm only running 20s though, because, you know, like a lot of people know, I'm not a real big fan of tall tires on an electric golf cart. So I'm only running 20, so that's just a little bit higher than stock. Stock motor, and it's got an Ultrax in there though, because of the stock controller has blown up, so it's got an Ultrax in there. So I'm not running, but that's not giving me a huge advantage in speed either. Rich Eastman, and you add the fact that lithium voltage doesn't drop as much under load. It's more consistent. Yeah, that's a lot of people don't understand that. Not only is it the way that I word that usually when I'm talking to somebody is not only is it a lighter battery, tremendously lighter, it's actually a stronger battery. So in other words, it resists voltage drop better. Like a 36 volt motor on a given RPMs will turn, on a given voltage, will turn a certain amount of RPMs. All right. If that voltage drops, the RPMs is going to go down. If you've got a battery that resists that drop under load, that RPMs is going to stay consistent. It's going to stay up there high. It's going to stay there way better. They resist voltage drop way better than lead acid batteries do. Resistant until it dies and then it's dead. Yeah, it kind of, like lead acid kind of goes down like this on the discharge curve. Lithium kind of goes like this, straight across, and then it gets to a certain point, boom, you know, drops like a rock. Kevin Rabbit, Howie Peach over on Facebook. Hey Tim, 88 in Ontario, Canada. What's going on, Howie Peach? All right, let me cue up these pictures so we can give a hat away. I'm going to cut the regular questions short here. So where is it at? Let's see some pics. Big Mike, this is how Big Mike rolls. Rich says he added a Bluetooth shunt, so I shouldn't get to that point, hopefully, but at least lithium isn't damaged by fully discharging it. Yeah, there's a lot of safety measures involved in a lithium nowadays. They're very, very highly advanced. All right, this is from Big Mike. He was a regular in our chat, him and his buddy Kevin Salyer. Boom! This is how Big Mike rolls. Now tell me he ain't styling. Now that's some cars. That's some golf cars. Let's see, I got another one, but I'll bring this one back up. Bam! Big Mike's backyard bungalow with the fire, with the LED underglows going on. I don't even think my car has ever been that clean. Yeah, he's always got his LEDs on, doesn't he, Kurt? Like he's afraid of the dark. Well, thank you. Thank you for sending me those, Mike. I've got some other pictures from us. Let's see. Aaron says, if anyone does plan to get a LiPo battery, find one that doesn't use a shunt to display the battery gauge. Find one that plugs into the battery. It's more user-friendly. Newbie to wiring install. Mike pulls a 5x8. Nice pics, nice rides. Yeah, that's Mike and his buds there. I guess one of those is Kevin's in that picture. Check Facebook over there. No, we're good there. Kevin says mine is the front one. Okay, so that one right there is Kevin's, and then that one's Mike's. In the middle. Big Mike, my brother's new 6-seater is the purple. Oh, okay, cool. Yep, that's some good looking cars. That is definitely some neighborhood beer cruisers. All right. The latest winner of the Bag of Swag is about to be announced. What's going on with my TV? There. Make sure I got it right. All right, the latest winner of the Bag of Swag, a hat and a t-shirt, is Helpless Garage in Cabot, Arkansas. Have a bunch of camber. My father-in-law's cart reminds me kids driving nicer carts that think camber looks cool, looks good. It's what I have found, Aaron, is that all depends on the lift kit. It's not necessarily a brand of cart. It's the lift kits that are different that causes some to have excessive camber. David Walter. Hi Tim, in Wisconsin I got a Curtis code checker. It powers up when it's done with it. It doesn't do anything, buttons didn't work to read codes. What's wrong? Is the programmer faulty? It must be if it's the code reader, because even the code reader you should be able to check all kinds of things. You just might not be able to program anything in it. You should be able to read a lot of stuff though. So something must be wrong with it. Congratulations, Helpless. Got everybody congratulating Helpless Garage. Bart Gilman's congratulations to Helpless. Let me run these social medias. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. Give us a like and a subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. That helps. Give us a thumbs up. That even helps. There's some other links there for TikTok and Instagram links. This is my email address. Send me an email with some contact information there, Zeke, and I'll give you a call and we'll talk about get you a bag of swag shipped out your way. I've already shown the hat graphic. I've done that. Okay, you can contact Golf Cart Garage if you need to. Here is the main email address, support@golfcartgarage.com. There's the phone number. You can always contact me directly by my Gmail address, which is on the screen now. And send me some pictures, by the way. I have some already for next week, but I need some more. I mean, who was it I got? I had Big Mike's, what did I say earlier? I can't remember what it was now, but I got some other pictures on hold. Here's a picture of this t-shirt and one of the Eco Battery hats available. In case you... Hey, okay, it was yours? Okay, hey, Ray. That's right. That's right. You sent me a picture of a couple of different cars, one with 25s on it and stuff. Yeah, I've got those. There's oh, that's right. I'm pretty sure that this lithium hat is not available anymore. So we'll have to talk about that. That's why I say you need to give me your first choice and your second choice, because this is changing every day. Yeah, Galactic, you can send me some of the last cart you did. That'd be fine. There's the front of the t-shirt. And I showed Galactic's pictures last week where he had that t-shirt. He brought it to the Philippines and he had his Golf Cart Garage hat in the Philippines. That was cool. All right. Let's check out this active coupon. Go to golfcartgarage.com and use this coupon if you would like to get 5% off any parts that you order. If you use coupon code GHOD5, GHOD5, the code expires on July the 31st, so you got 2 more weeks on that. That's GHOD, the number 5. Thank you, Catherine, for helping me with that hat drawing there. My wife's been plugging everybody's name in the random generators while we have been on the air. Okay. All right, that looks like it's going to be about it. Go to Golf Cart Garage and check out, if you're thinking of going lithium, like I said, we do sell eco lithium batteries at Golf Cart Garage. Our Lester chargers, Lester Summit 2, they're back in stock. We got those. We actually still have some garage sale stuff going on. So go to Golf Cart Garage and look for garage sale for an extended discount. Anything that's in the garage sale, you might get a better deal on. Let's see. Yep, that's going to be about it. David Irwin. Thank you, David Irwin. Check Facebook once again. Yep, we've got people over here on Facebook. All right, guys, I think that is going to be it for me. I appreciate everybody showing up. Thanks again. And congratulations on Helpless Garage. He's one of our regulars in here. I'm glad that he won. Thank you, Big Mike, for the picks. Hey, Aaron, I'll get your picks up next week. I want to get a new body for my Club Card GS, but I just got mine painted over the winter, and my wife would be pissed spending that kind of money. Yeah, it does cost. I've had some golf carts. I think I showed that hydro dipping body. Did you get a chance to see that? By the way, I had some pictures of a body that I had hydro dipped. You know, that's where they dip it into that big vat full of liquid and then pull it out, and it's got like this perfect pattern on it. That's pretty cool as an alternative to painting, but it still costs just as much. I mean, it's basically the same price as getting it painted. All right. Yep, that's going to be it, guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I will see you all next week. It's going to be 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22nd. The July the 22nd. Tuesday, the July 22nd. Taco Tuesday. 22nd. I'm out. Garage is closed.